Hello everybody, welcome to Chin Fat. This is a series of episodes I've been covering the toolbar. In this episode specifically, I'm going to be covering the pen tool. And that's this tool right here. And that's this tool right here. If I click on that to select it, and also the other items that are in here, if you got this little teeny arrow down the bottom right-hand corner, that means there's more options here. If you hold down your mouse on this, click and hold it down, it'll open up more options. You got the rectangle tool and ellipse tool as well. Let's go over what these tools basically do. First of all, the pen tool on a base level will help you with what are called keyframes. If I move to this clip here, and we want to change, this is the opacity line right here. If the opacity line is up, you have to have your track height at a certain height here. If it's that high, I hit shift minus, then you're not going to be touching those lines. If I shift plus, it makes these clips big enough that you can see this opacity keyframing clip right here, opacity keyframe line right here. And that's called they actually call that the keyframe line right there. And specifically, this is affecting opacity right now. So if you have your pen tool, you can actually click and add keyframes quite easily. So if you want to turn your opacity down, it'll go from 100% opacity to 0% opacity. That basically just turns the clip off. There it goes, and now it just faded out from here to here. That's a custom fade out. Let me undo that. This also works on audio. I'm going to move over this gray area and hold down Alt and scroll my mouse to make this a little bigger. If you're changing volume levels as well, the pen tool is kind of a nice quick way of clicking and adding keyframes for your volume. So if we pull this down, that's turning my volume down. So it will go from volume all the way down to turning up to the normal level here. So we press play.
Yeah.
And see how that fades in now. So here there's no audio playing. Once it hits here, it will turn up.
Yeah.
And we hear him say, yeah. So if you're doing sound mixing, that comes in handy. I find the pen tool a little redundant in this instance because if you're on your regular arrow tool, your selection tool, the letter V as in Victor, we'll select that. You can actually just hover over these and hold down Control, and it's kind of a hotkey where you don't have to go and select a different toolbar item, and now you can just click and add the keyframes as well, same as on the opacity. Here, just hold down Control and click. So even though the pen tool is a little bit redundant with adding keyframes, this is also used as a shape tool for generating shapes if you're doing graphics. If I move my mouse over this and hover, you got a rectangle, ellipse tool, and pen tool for custom shapes. So first of all, let's try the rectangle tool. All you do is go up here and click and drag, and it creates a graphic that is a solid, it creates a graphic up here that is a solid gray box, and you can change those colors. You can select this. You can select this clip and go to Effect Controls, and you can change, and you have options to your shape layer down here to change your fill. You can do a stroke, you can do a border around the edge, and you can tell how big of a border you want to do. So this is basically a shape creation tool here. But now, yeah, if we're going to be putting text in here or something like that, you can move it around on screen, and that is my graphic right there. But I'm going to move down and we're going to try, let's delete that graphic, or actually we could do this. I'm going to select this graphic, we're going to change the size of it and put it down here. So let's create another graphic. Let's go down and do an ellipse tool here, and we'll create a circle. So we're going to click and drag and do an ellipse, and if you hold Shift, it'll lock it to a circle, and it's doing it based off of the last graphic that I did, and it's adding that shape to this already currently existing graphic right here. But up in my effects controls, we've got a new shape right there. So you can do an oval shape or an ellipse shape. You can do an ellipse shape, or you can do a circle shape if you hold down Shift. Same as if you're doing the squares. Let me get rid of these, delete these shapes here. But if we do the square tool here, the rectangle tool, and you start dragging, if you hold down, let's do an intentional rectangle. If I hold down Shift and start dragging, it locks it to a perfect square. And then the pen tool is also a shape tool, doubles up as a shape tool as well. And now I can click and drag and create these curves if you want, and it creates a custom shape. Now I just got some sort of weird amoeba there. But you can also do hard-edged ones as well. If you don't click and drag, it will not do curved edges. You can add, if you're just clicking like this, it makes a hard-edged shape there without a curve. So that's pretty much the pen tool. You can use it to do keyframes and shapes as well, and you also have your rectangle and ellipse option under this drop-down menu as well. I will have a future episode where we get more into graphics, but that is helpful in graphic creation. You can change the colors, the fill colors, and the border colors as well, and actually add a drop shape. Or you can use your shape to create a mask. So we'll get into that in a future episode. So next episode, I will be covering the hand tool. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please post them.